everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to go through the dev insights from yesterday, October 15th, and today, the 16th, we have some Forerunner server updates. That's usually a good insight on what's to come, so let's take a look. Alright, so I think we're going to start with the dev insights first, and then we'll go to the Forerunner server news. A lot has happened on Forerunner server that has not happened on global, like long before, because of the whole update drama delay. So there's a lot of things that people were expecting to happen that we talked about, like exclusive artifacts, right? Or yeah, exclusive equipment. Sorry, exclusive gear. Yeah, artifacts, exclusive gear, for example. But that was only something that came to Forerunner in the test server. It never came to be announced that it was coming to global yet. So there's probably a lot more that we are waiting on that we've literally forgotten about from Forerunner server, or that we were expecting that, yeah, I guess we just have to keep waiting. So, anyway, let's get into the dev insights first. This says, from questions asked between September 30th and October 6th. I'm going to do my best to skip through. If you are a person that doesn't want to read this giant wall of text, I'm going to try to be that TLDR and point out the interesting ones. All right, this is asked so many times. My inventory contains legendary hero shards from events like Helga, Alistair, and Maw. Some players couldn't finish the event, so shards are piling up and are useless. Would it be possible to add a feature in the shop or for another type of event rewards to get a universal legendary shard so one could complete the missing shards needed to summon the hero? They reply saying we are planning to recycle the exceeded shards in the future. So this I don't know how I feel about, because if they mean recycle and then there's just then what do they turn into? If they turn into a shop currency that's its own special shop where you can buy past shard required heroes or skins, that's just a generic currency that they recycle into, break down into, cool. But if this means that they're not planning to let you be able to get Maw or Helga or whoever again, or for the first time, then I don't know that I like hearing that. I want more information, right? I want to know more. Recycling the shards into what? If it's just into diamonds or whatever, then that's not that exciting. Hopefully it's into its own special currency, and that's related to a universal resource to buy whichever ones you want. I don't think we need to break them down and get other resources. I think you should let us break them down to get a generic legendary universal shard currency to be able to buy duplicates of heroes that are part of that, you know, that are, or ones that are not in the hero pool, like the ones that have been shard events, right? That are only occasion. Apparently they brought Helga for a 15 times event, so who knows? But I definitely would prefer to see that. I want to know what the recycling is. That's all, right? Let me know what you guys think about the recycling response. Alright, this one's an interesting bit of information, and I just realized I had the whole thing on my screen. What am I doing over here? What am I doing? Hey, that's a little bit better, but not perfect, but now you guys can read it better. Okay. This one's interesting. There's a frustrating bit of game design from Moonton's part that healers in this game are more difficult to gear. Note that the two sets are only sets that require ascension materials from different gear raids. That unlike other classes, healers are the only ones without a main stat in their ancient pool, HP percent and attack percent. And most damning of all is that rage regen and attack speed can't roll on non-ancient armor, while actual healer sets are not even the best sets for healers. You're basically stuck hoping to get super lucky with subpar Warlord or Immortal Wrath Ancient, Please fix healing gear. Give their set bonuses more meaningful benefits in order to complete the sets that they mention, and a warlord and immortal. Or not immortal. I'm tired. And put attack percent and HP percent mains on ancients of healer sets. So I guess, yeah, gearing healers is weird because the sets are, I mean, I don't know, like you use invigoration sets so highly, and it's not like you don't get HP percent or... Oh, but for the ancient pool. Okay, I'm getting that now. I was like, what do you mean you can't get HP and attack? Yes, you can. But for the sake of ancients, that is really weird. I guess I never noticed. I don't have a lot of ancient gear for invigoration, honestly. So yeah, they do say, this is the interesting part, the reply, our healing sets will have more varieties of attributes and stats. Brand new healing sets are also soon on their way. So more focus on healers. That's good. Because yeah, like you really get kept with healing effect. You don't need that much. So it's kind of a wasted thing for so much to focus on. Or they need to adjust the way healing effect works, maybe, to make it actually mean something. If you put 300 healing effect or 400 healing effect, make it mean something. You would hope it should. And there's no way to know that it doesn't unless you hear people talk about the fact that it's very obviously kept if you actually look at the numbers. But it's really hard to test that kind of stuff. Testing healers, seeing the effects of that actually working or not, and making a consistent test. That's just not something the average player has time to do or can do very easily. That's what our test servers are for, but we're also not paid to be testers for the game. Or we can have fun with creating content, but we're not testers per se. Anyway. All right, here's some more talk about healers. Non-exclusive healer artifacts are very disappointing in terms of a power boost and overall effect on team composition. Please buff the Orb of Euphora to provide a plus 100 attack speed, not 30. In the endgame, 30 attack speed is not enough to make a difference. Alternatively, please make it so that the orb permanently increases the healer's attack speed by 100 and allies' attack speed by 30. This would be better to follow the general mythic artifact design of having two effects, like Golden Scarab. So they have a good reply here saying, thanks for your input. We explored your feedback and additional updates will be implemented based on the data reports. So maybe that's something we will see soon, thanks to some good feedback. It's showing that they do listen sometimes. So please increase the amount of guild coins we all get from guild quests by at least double. We have 3 priority buys now. We won't be able to buy them at all weekly. Or buy them all weekly. The drop rate of guild coins will be adjusted, and we are considering increasing the drop rate. That's good. Okay, this I love. Let us customize our commander to give it a more personal look and show the character at things like GVG and PvP. It would be cool. And they say, we are already making plans and designs. Stay tuned. I think AFK Journey and Dragonair does this really well. You have a playable main character that you can customize the appearance of, which means you can also monetize skins and hair and accessories and clothing and antlers and bunny ears and all the fun things that they do with a custom character. AFK Journey does the monetization of that pretty well. To be fair, AFK Journey is actually really expensive with its monetization, so is Dragonair. But they are really smart with that sort of thing, like Genshin, buying a skin for a character. A lot of these games have skins, and being able to buy changes for your commander to look a certain way that you want it to look when you go and do certain things would be really cool. I'd be more motivated to play PvP if I saw my really cool commander standing there on the side in the outfit that I put them in. Or when we do summons, your commander like pops up to do something. I don't know. There's got to be a way to implement that. I love that kind of custom stuff personally. When I was doing my first video trying out first hour of gameplay, first 10 minutes of gameplay, not even, of AFK Journey and got instantly addicted. It was, you had me at character customization. Like that was, I love that. So that's a huge win for me. All right, anyway. All right, so at a certain point, there's not much to do on a daily basis anymore. Please add a new storyline, new manageable challenges, anything that allow us to actually play the game, not only to wait for sufficient energy to gear rate again. The story could have a gem harvesting direction. We're undergoing the development of new storylines and challenges. Please stay tuned. So more should be coming. Lust event is a great marker for balanced difficulty. We just need more endgame exclusive content. So they say we currently have plans that are closely related. However, we are presently focusing more on the campaigns, mode, and design. So more campaign stuff coming soon as well. There's lots of little hints at what they're working on for development in this one so far. So this suggests adding a nightmare option to old campaign missions on top of the hard and expert and yada yada, and suggestions to go along with that for rewards. And they reply, the challenge mode of the campaign is being developed. So they really are going to give a mode beyond expert? Is that what they mean? Oh boy. I might want to finish my chapter 9 one of these days. That boss sucked. I'm sorry. That was not fun. Valderon and Carnelian interaction with Soul Essence is broken. When Valderon receives fatal damage, instead of it taking Soul Essence to just apply the Fallen of Karma stacks to Valderon, surely Soul Essence should be removed first before adding Fallen stacks to Valderon. This is the wrong way around and needs to be addressed. And they said, we've made assessments when redesigning these mechanics. Considering the balancing and complexity of mechanisms, we choose not to make Soul Essence prioritize Karma of Fallen. We will consider changing how this works if Valderon or the Chaos Dominion needs buffing in the future. I don't think Valderon needs buffing. I think he's pretty good the way he is. Even if it's not working correctly, he's definitely working good enough. Alright, so if the new Nightmare Lord is going to be a fighter, that seems like a huge oversight, as the Nightmare faction is already overrun by fighters. I'd suggest making a new Nightmare Lord either a support or a mage, as they're severely lacking in those departments. And they said the next Nightmare Council Lord is being developed, but mage heroes will be added to the Nightmare Council. So, confirmed, the next Nightmare Lord is not a mage. But we will have more mages that are included in the Nightmare faction. Okay, this is good to see as well. Playtest option for Semra boss, like we have with Drake's Chasm, please. And they said, thanks to the feedback provided by the commanders, we are now making the related options. So, pity timer being brought up again. Why not add a pity timer indicator for all to see? They reply, thanks to the feedback provided by commanders, we will consider implementing this in future functional updates. At the moment, you may check the summon details in the summon section. Alright, now we have Forerunner server news, and this is always stuff that goes there first, and often the test server as well. Forerunner server and the test server are two different things. And along with that here, there's probably a lot of old stuff that just hasn't happened yet that I mentioned earlier in this video. But I guess we're just going to read what's new and try not to overanalyze what's happened recently, but we still don't have on global. Alright, so hero, alright, updates. Kai, optimization for his talent. Placing Worm Snare no longer interferes with the hero's basic attack action. The placement range of the snares is changed to adjacent tiles. Doomsday Cluster increased the initial rage from 400 to 550. And now we're having some changes here as well. So, launches a cluster projectile at the furthest enemy in range. The explosion deals up to 550% AoE damage to up to 10 nearby enemies and releases up to 3 small bombs. It was only 508 enemies, so there's a buff. And then each small bomb flies toward one nearby enemy, dealing up to 200% AoE damage to up to 5 nearby enemies. The cluster projectile can trigger every worm snare within the blast radius in advance. So we got a buff for that skill. And then Doomsday Reprise, skill revamped. Each enemy hit by the cluster projectile or small bombs of Doomsday Cluster restores up to 0.7% of rage for the hero. When hitting airborne units, the rage restored is doubled. And then Eradication Protocol skill revamped. After the cluster projectile hits, increases the damage dealt to airborne units by up to 20% for all allied marksman heroes on the field up to 15 seconds. Okay, that's fun. And then his Awaken 1 is revamped. All these, okay, his awakenings are changed. So Awaken 1 will now be decreases the interval of placing worm snare by 5 seconds, and the snare will inflict 20% defense reduction on enemies for 5 seconds when triggered. Revamped for Awaken 2, cost -3. Ooh, that's good to see early. Awaken 3, each cluster projectile launched by Doomsday Cluster releases up to 3 extra small bombs after the explosion. Okay. And Awaken 5, when Eradication Protocol is triggered, increases the affected target's damage to airborne units by an extra 10%. So a nice buff for Kai. The Awakenings sound great as well. Passive there. Kai buffed. Finally. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, again, this is Forerunner server, not global yet, so don't get too excited, guys. It could change by the time it hits global. Which is why they do it there first. All right. Others. Dwarven Association gear optimization. After clearing stage 18 of all gear raids, all gear sold in the black market will be mythic. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Nice. Honors Gauntlet. Adjusted some monster stats, optimizing the combined pacing. Honors Gauntlet. What the fuck is that? Commander skill adjustment. Colossal stun. Stun's duration changed from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. The skill's cooldown changed from 40 seconds to 45 seconds. And then binding shackles. Fatigue's duration changed from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. Honors Gauntlet. Why do I not know what this is? Or remember what this is? Some monster stats. It might... Is it something only on the Forerunner server? Or am I just forgetting the name of something that we call something else? Probably the case. Okay, Oracle Trial. Mystery of Artifacts Trophy Rule Optimized. Oh, because of the new artifact. The fact that there's more levels. That makes sense. Okay, there you have it. Dev Insights and a Forerunner server news. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There was a lot of good insight in this video, or in this set of stuff I just read, so lots of good stuff to come, hopefully. They're always continuing to update and add quality of life, so that's good to hear. We've got a buff for Kai coming, and yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.